You different feeling. Now it's just me and the ceiling. And though the tune still holds its grace, it's just not you I now Ticking lights, crowded noise, but it's just your voice running through my mind. You said, let's do this again. I laughed and said, sure, but when the light turned red, we stopped and stood, your hand so close. I wish I could say the words that caught in my throat, while traffic hum like it already knows. But I just smile and look ahead, wishing I was braver instead. Crosswalk confessions, I only speak in my head when the world feels weak. You never heard what I almost said right before we crossed and left. Crosswalk confessions, silent and fast. My heart beats loud, but the moment passed. And now you're walking unaware that I loved you right then and there. You talked about your weekend plan, and I nodded, phone in hand, but I was counting every step to the point where my heart first leapt. The city blurs, but you stay clear. Every word I wanted was near, but I swallowed them like bitter tea to protect you from the what if me. Crosswalk confessions played on repeat, every blinking light, every heartbeat. If I could pause time at the sign, I'd tell you you're already mine. Crosswalk confessions, let me rewind to the way your hand brushed mine. And maybe I'd let it show instead of letting you go. One more step and the chance is gone. The green light blinks, you move along. I stand still for a breath or two, holding words I meant for you. Crosswalk confessions never heard, just echoes under whispered words. Next time I'll try not to hide, but tonight I walked beside. You text me, are you free tonight? Said there's this place, it's kinda nice. I try to act like it's no big deal, but my heart spun like a Ferris wheel. Told my friends it's just for fun, but they saw the way I smiled and run. Put on my jacket just in case. You might notice the blush on my face. Not really a date, but I wore perfume in case you lean close across the room. Not really a date, but I dressed slow to a corner store tune. Your hand brushed mine just a blink, but it made me stop and think, are we just friends or just afraid of what more we could have made? Strawberry scooter, hearts on fire, burning like a sunset choir. You told me stories just to stall, like you didn't wanna end it all. Strawberry scooter, ride or stay, I choose you every day, even if you never say what I hope you're thinking anyway. The red light turns green again, but I wish it would freeze just then. With you, the world slows down, even when the needle's off the chart. Strawberry scooter, stay a while, I'll pretend you meant that smile. Maybe someday we'll rewind to this joy we didn't define. You talk about her like sunlight, like she colors all your days, and I just sit there smiling, pretending I feel the same. You don't know what it's like to be so close yet outside of a story you don't belong, but still can't walk away from. You and someone else, not mine to hold, but I still dream like I've been told. You laugh and I pretend it's fine, but I wish your hand was holding mine. You and someone else and I'm not hurt, but I stay and I don't stir, 'cause even if you'll never see, you still mean everything to me. You ask if I'm okay, like you don't already know that every time you say her name, it's harder not to show. I nod and change the song, but inside it feels so wrong to care this much in silence, to write love in the margins. You and someone else and I'm just here, listening close, swallowing tears. You smile like I'm your peace, but I'm breaking piece by piece. You and someone else and still I stay, hoping maybe someday you'll turn and look to and said you tied it wrong, so you knelt and fixed my shoes. I froze for just a second, caught by the closeness of you. I said thanks but meant much more. My heart was tangled on the floor, laces pulled in tight, trying to hold my truth inside. Shoelace secrets I carry low in the steps you'll never know. I walk beside you, say I'm fine, but I wish your hand was holding mine. Shoelace secrets tied in blue, little things I can't say to you. You smile, wishing hearts had shoes for feet. Oh. You told me about a girl you like. I laughed, said you should try, but my fingers twisted in my sleeve to keep my silence neat and brief. We crossed the street without a sound, but my thoughts were spinning round. Do you really not see through all the things I never do? Shoelace secrets, thread and fear holding tight, so you won't hear I'm just the friend that tags along while dreaming I've been wrong along. Shoelace secrets in every stride, truth knotted up I still hide. If you asked I'd tell you slow, but you never do, so I let it go. And maybe someday you'll bend down to tie my laces and somehow feel the weight of what I've kept in every loop and every step. Shoelace secrets, soft and small, but they've held me through it all. I'd rather walk with you this way than risk you walking away. Ooh. Na 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 na. You stood 2 steps away, but it felt like miles that day. The train was late, the wind was cold, but I stayed quiet, didn't hold voice was soft like falling rain, asking questions I can't explain. I smiled like I was okay, but wanted you to ask me to stay. Waiting on the platform, heart in disguise, watching you leave without goodbye. I almost spoke, I almost cried, but the moment passed and so did the time. Waiting on the platform, I let it go, but something in me still won't close. And though the train has long moved on, your shadow lingers after it's gone. We talked about the weather, friends, avoiding what we couldn't mend. You looked at me like you still knew, but neither of us dared the truth. You said take care, I said you too, as if we were just passing through. But inside I begged you then to say let's start again. Waiting on the platform, a silent war between the yes and what we ignore. I thought I heard you say my name, but maybe it was just the train. Waiting on the platform, cold and still, where time stands but never will. And now the tracks are memories of everything you meant to me. The sound of brakes, the sliding doors, that moment still repeats once more. And every night I see it play, the scene where I let you walk away. Waiting on the platform, always there, in echoes of the evening air. If I could go back, I'd run instead and tell you all I left unsaid. You blew a bubble, I tried to laugh so hard we almost flew on bikes that squeaked with candy hands. We made a world we could understand. Same time tomorrow, you asked so light. I said sure, like it was alright. But I tied that pinky promise tight and carried it all through the night. Bubblegum promise, hop and fade, sticky sweet but never stayed. You said it like it's just a game, but I remember every just a kid, but I meant every word I hid. Bubblegum promise, bright and loud, voices echoing through the crowd. You forgot, but I held on to something that it might be gone. Bubblegum promise, sweet and fake, but my heart was not a mistake. So I keep it in my chest, a little lake I can confess. We walk beneath the cherry trees. Your shadow danced next to me. You said nothing, and neither did I, but our silence felt like sky. You brushed my hand just very slow, like even that we weren't allowed to know. I held my breath and looked ahead, afraid of what I might have said. Almost holding hands, but not quite. Hearts tiptoeing in soft twilight. Every step a little plea for you to come a bit closer to me. Almost holding hands, sweet and slow, like we're both too shy to let it show. But in the space between our skin, I feel where love could begin. You joked about the movie and I laughed like your best friend. But every laugh was pulling tight on strings I've kept out of sight. You reached to fix my sleeve again. I wondered if you knew just then that every time you almost stay, it makes it harder to look away. Almost holding hands in the breeze, like a song that fades before the keys. And though we never speak it true, I think I've always wanted walk by. Told myself I wouldn't try. But when you passed, eyes on your phone, like I was glass or just unknown. It's strange how silence hits so deep, like secrets you forgot to keep. The way you didn't look at me spoke louder than apologies. No flinch, no pause, no second glance, not even giving fate a chance. The way you didn't meet my eyes was colder than 1,000 lies. It told me everything I feared and all the things I never heard. You laughed with her across the hall, and I shrank 2 inches tall. Pretending that I didn't see, but I noticed everything but me. I touched my hair, I fixed my sleeve, but knew there's nothing left to believe. Your world no longer fits my name. I'm playing in a one-sided game. The way you didn't look at me was a mirror I didn't wanna see. All the light I used to feel now flickers into something real. The way you didn't hesitate to pass me by and walk away told me more than you could say without a single word today. Some people leave you by mistake. You left me with every breath you take, not by action, not by plea, just by choosing not to see. The way you didn't look at me now lives in all my memories. And though it hurts, at least I know where your eyes will never go. On the street corner at night, every time we pass, a distant memory suddenly comes to life. The traffic lights glow, a swaying silhouette. It's like a scene from an old film unfolding. Even the simplest words now, they shine brightly, echoing in my ears. Just once more I want to while texting you a smiley face. You laugh so loud it makes me blink. I try too hard, forget to think, but every glance you toss my way bubbles up what I can't say. Crush like soda, fizzing bright, popping feelings I can't fight. Heart goes snap like colored cans, spilling over secret plans. Crush like soda, sweet and wild, blushing like a nervous child. Haven't said it but I might. Maybe Friday, maybe right. You walked by and touched my sleeve. I almost told you, had to leave. Wrote your name on notebook lines with little stars and lemon limes. Try to speak but bit my lip. This love is a soda trip. One more laugh, one more delay. Still I hope for Friday. Crush like soda, fizzing bright, popping dreams in morning light. Heartbeat skips, it won't obey. Gonna try come end of day. Crush like soda, soft and fast. Hope you catch the spell I cast. All these words I've kept inside, I'll pour them out in cherry tide. If you say no, I'll be okay. At least I tried, I found my way. But if you smile, just like before, I'll float forever, wanting more. Crush like soda, pink and clear, shaking hands and ringing ears. Even if the moment slips, I'll be proud of trembling lips. Crush like soda, fizz and cheer, holding close what brought me here. Not just candy, not just fun. This time I'll say you're the one. Street lights flicker past the glass. We're talking slow, letting moments pass. You're in the front seat, hands on the wheel. I'm back here hiding what I feel. She laughs at something you just said. I smile too but turn my head, pretending this is nothing more than driving home like times before. Backseat conversations, half her dreams. You talking about her and favorite scenes. I nod and act like I'm okay, but every word just drifts away. Backseat conversations, dim and slow. I speak in silences you'll never know. And though I'm sitting right behind, you're somewhere I can't find. I watch your eyes in the rearview light, catch me for a second, then lose sight. You ask me if I'm cold back here. I say I'm fine and fake a cheer. The radio hums a mellow tune, and we all pretend it's not too soon to laugh and joke like it's not strange. But some with no desire. You'll never know what you meant to me in that quiet seat, 3rd and 3. We met You gave me your jacket that night. Said it's cold, you'll be alright. It smelled like rain and something sweet, a kindness wrapped around me. I held it like it meant much more than anything we'd said before. You smiled like it was no big deal, but I still feel how real it feels. Borrowed jacket hanging still in the corner, soft and filled with all the words we left unsaid, all the moments we outspit. Borrowed jacket, worn and warm, still holding on to that calm. I never found a way to give it back or forget how we lived. You never asked to have it back, and I pretended not to track the way you looked at me that day, like there was more you couldn't say. I wore it once just to pretend that maybe time could fold and bend, but seasons change and so do hearts. Still your warmth never departs. Borrowed jacket, thread and care, left behind like you were there. In every fold and faded thread, I still hear what you never said. Borrowed jacket, kept too long, but letting go just feels too wrong. If I return it, does it mean I'm letting go of what has been? It's not just fabric, not just sleeves. It's every night I still believe that kindness once so lightly worn could shelter me when I'm torn. Borrowed jacket, quiet shrine to the days you almost were mine. And maybe love was never clear, but you're still close when it's near. You ordered gin, I asked for wine. The lights were low, the mood was fine. You smiled like it meant nothing much, but your hand stayed near mine just enough. We talked in loops, avoided names, traded stories, twisted games. I asked, are you seeing someone? You laughed and said, no, not anyone. 2 drinks and a lie, that's all it took to make me try to read between your every sigh and wonder if it's me tonight. 2 drinks and a lie in your glance that didn't deny what your words refused to show. But I played along like I didn't know. steps past yours, I'm still here, staring out with eyes unclear. The city blurs, the people move, but I'm stuck in what I couldn't prove. 3 steps past yours, I pretend that maybe this was not the end, but deep inside I know it was. You got off and I still pause. Your scent still lingers on my sleeve, like memories that never leave. You smiled and said, take care, alright. But I wasn't built for quick goodbyes. I almost pressed the button then, but what if you don't feel again? So I let the distance grow, like it's easier not to know. 3 steps past yours, holding tight to the things I couldn't say that night. I watched your station disappear and wished you'd chase me from the rear. 3 steps past yours in my seat, the silence echoes every beat. And though I'm gone, I'm still with you in every stop we never knew. Maybe I'll ride forevermore, hoping you'll be at some next door. But I know trains don't turn around, and what we lost won't be refound. 3 stops past yours, far too late to change the words, to shift the fate. But if you ever miss the train, I'll be riding in that pain. Hey, you looked at me like, should we? And I said, why not with both feet? Neon flickers, crowded night. You grabbed my hand and held it tight. The sign was blinking red and clear, but all I saw was you right here. The rules were made for people scared, but you and I You and me in one bold night, racing through a city light, flashing red, but we dared to run like someone actually cared. And if I never run again, at least I did back then. Folded notes and laughter lines. You always run ahead of time, but I stay a step behind, just hoping you might look back once. You said you like simple things, so I wrapped it up in blue and strings. A little gift, a little lie, to hide the way I sigh. Tied with a ribbon, my heart's in disguise. You think it's nothing, but it says otherwise. You smile and thank me, and I just nod, but it's more than a thought. I forgot. Tied with a ribbon, I gave you my care. You'll never know what I wanted to share. It's easier loving you like this, behind the paper and silence I kiss. You said she texts you late at night, and I laughed like it's alright. But that ribbon in my drawer knows I wish it was me, not her. You never ask what I mean, but I fold myself small in between. The jokes, the snacks, the rides back home, pretending I'm fine alone. Tied with a ribbon, so you wouldn't see the quiet mess that lives in me. You said I'm kind, I said just friends, but I hated how that sentence ends. Tied with a ribbon, still close but not near. Your voice, your smell, they pull me here, and I keep giving day by day, but I never ask you to stay. If I wrote what I felt, would you tear it apart? So I hide every letter and wrap up my heart. Tied with a ribbon, I'm stuck in this place, smiling back with a half-frozen face. And you'll never know, and I won't say, but I miss you more each day. But your laugh felt like a sign, shed a bench, a half-said line. Now you linger in my mind. You said nice to meet you with your eyes, and I knew something's not right. How can strangers feel this warm? Call me when you smile, when you can't help but laugh for a while. I don't care if it's late or wild, I just wanna hear that sound. Call me when you smile, when the world feels a little less loud. And maybe I'll say it now, I like you somehow. I saved your name in my phone, but never dared to call. Typed and erased too many times. Maybe we're not strangers after all. Your shadow on the station wall almost reached me, but not at all. Are we waiting for the fall? Call me when you smile, when your guard drops down for a mile. I'll be there with nothing styled, but I'll mean every word. Call me when you smile, when your truth escapes in a laugh, and I'll be someone you might have, even just for now. Tell me I'm not making this up. Tell me you felt it too. Or just let your voice break the hush. A smile is all I need from you. Call me when you smile, even if it's just for a while. I'll know it's worth the trial if I hear you laugh. You laughed like it was any day, no warning, just walked away. The cup was warm, the chair was still, but all the air began to chill. You didn't write, you didn't call, no final fight, no words at all. And in the silence that you gave, I started building you a grave. You forgot to say goodbye, like love just faded like we try. But even endings need a line, some final thread to cross the time. You forgot to say goodbye, and now I ask myself why I'm stuck between the now and then, where your voice might speak again. I check my phone, I keep it near, as if your ghost might still appear. You haunt the seat across from me, more real than some old memory. You owed me just a single phrase to help me walk the other way, but all you left was hollow air and clothes you said you wouldn't wear. You forgot to say goodbye, like you just blinked and let it die. No closure, no take care, no door, just vanished like you'd been before. You forgot to say goodbye, and now I ask the sky, how do you end what never closed? How do you bury what you chose? If you had said one honest word, At least I know where to begin. Instead I live where you had been. You forgot to say goodbye, and now it's me who can't untie the love I held, the hope I wrote, still clinging to a goodbye note. You forgot to sing